Hello and welcome, dear listeners, to episode 250. I am your very old host, Logan.
And I am his co-host, Michael.
Micah, we were talking about this in the pre-show, man, and just going over how long this show has been out and how long this show has been around. I'm like, good grief, dude. I feel so old thinking back to when this show started. I was in seminary. Here I am now as a high school teacher. I'm like, good grief, this is like a time capsule, man. It makes me feel
Listener, just stop right now and think, where was I in January 2015?
Man.
That's how old this podcast is.
It's old.
And yeah, man. Dude, we're talking about going on 9 years, and that is absolutely ancient in the podcasting world. I know you. I remember when Adam Sutherland was leaving the show. I guess you're around 7 years or something like that, and y'all were talking about it. Then it's like we're still here a couple of years later, still chugging along. Episode 250. This is super awesome, and of course, it wouldn't be what it is without the community, and of course, Logan, without you sort of driving the train.
Man, dude, I gotta be honest. I don't know why y'all still let me drive this thing at this point. My eyesight's going, my mind's going. I just. But no, it's been good, man. It's crazy to think about that we're here and we're like a year and a half. No, less than that. Little over a year away from hitting that 10-year mark and doing a full decade, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild. That's
very
wild,
cool,
man. But yeah, dear listeners, thank you for your continued support over the years, whether that's been in the community itself, whether that's been through Patreon, through prayer, whatever. We were talking a little bit, just kind of reminiscing over the community over the last couple of years, man. And again, I'm never going to forget this one. I may get as I get older, I'm gonna forget more things. I'm pretty confident this is one thing I'm never gonna forget. I still can't get over the fact that when that, and again, I can't remember the name of the hurricane that hit southern Texas several years ago, when that affected one of our listeners, and the whole community came together and helped him, replace his car that got submerged in water, help pay for the repairs in his house, just get his life restructured and rebuilt. And man, it was cool to see, And I'm just saying, all you single people out there, we've had 2 marriages come out of TRG. So if you're looking for a spouse, join the Discord.
Yep.
We might hook you up.
Yeah, absolutely. The community has been super cool. I remember that anecdote you're talking about with the hurricane. There's been so many other instances where the community has rallied around each other and just been Christ-like and benevolent in their giving and all sorts of things. We've had meetups, like you said, marriages. It's been an awesome roller coaster, awesome ride. But yeah,
man, it's been wild, and we'll be revisiting a lot of that stuff later in the show. But as always, let me kind of take a few minutes to talk about some of the things that we've got going on and do something a little bit different. Because I feel like I need to rant a little bit. It'll be a fun rant. Don't take it too seriously. But first and foremost, new episode of Talk TRG is over on Patreon. Me and my wife sat down to talk about communication and kind of like the state of it in today's society. Like how do people communicate? What's one of the pitfalls of people communicating now? Because it's just something we've noticed as teachers is like the ages or the students that are coming up in years. It's like y'all communicate through screens more than you do in person. And that's really weird because, it has some effects. And that conversation went from, how social media is affecting society to Taylor Swift. So if you enjoy that, if you want to check that out, head over to patreon.com. That is our reward for the $5 tier and above. So you can go check that out. I also want to give a shout out to our boy, our friend of the show, the folks over at Revelation Games, who, we've shouted out their Kickstarter for As One We Survive last 2 episodes. And man, their game got funded. I'm trying to get the actual final amount they did there. And
well, I remember their goal was, I think, 15,000.
Yeah. Oh, here it is right here. Yeah, their goal was 15,000. And y'all we helped raise over $20,000 for this game to get funded, and man, it's been cool to see. They're gonna update the game with like traps for small animals. I think they're gonna put fishing in the game, is what they said, or that was one of their next stretch goals. And I'm like, excuse me, if you put fishing in your game, no, I think fishing is coming to the game. Their next one was weapon attachments that I think they were going to
Oh,
look into adding, which was going to be
interesting.
cool. Yeah. So I
Okay.
mean, they're going to add some more features now because of that extra funding, and man, it's cool to see. You love to see it, man. And so it's a good time, man. It's a good time.
Yeah.
We'll have to look into getting them on the show here so that way they can talk about the Kickstarter, talk about just, I mean, because this isn't the first Kickstarter they've done,
Hmm.
but kind of want to talk about, just getting here some of the concerns that they had, some of the fears they had, but just celebrate it, man. You love to see it. Revelation Games, for those who don't know, is a Christian gaming studio, and they want to develop games that share a good message but have really good storytelling as well. And man, it's good stuff. So yeah, Jeff, CJ, shout out to y'all, man. Congrats. Can't wait to play it myself, man. I'm looking forward to checking the game out. I was real happy when they announced they were adding dog companions into the game. I'm like, hello,
Yeah.
give me a dog. That's what I'm all about, man. Now, Micah, I got to talk about this a little bit
Yeah. Let's hear it.
because this has annoyed me. This has annoyed me ever since the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One came out. All right. When those systems came out, on the controller, they specifically added a button that takes a screenshot or records gameplay, like video gameplay, of the games you're playing, which is
Hmm.
great. It's like a revolution. It's like, oh my gosh, can
Hmm.
finally show my friend this sweet thing I did in the game, and now instead of just telling them about it and then they don't believe me, and it's like, oh man, how do I prove it? Outside of the trophies and all that jazz. And it's been great. I've loved using it. I've loved being able to take screenshots of some of the cool stuff I'm doing in games or sharing videos and all these doodads. But man, ever since we've done TRG, people are talking about the games they're playing, but they keep posting their screenshots that aren't even screenshots. They take a picture of their phone. They're like, oh yeah, we'll just, that right there, record a video. And it's like, guys, this is potato quality. What are
Hmm.
you doing? And I came across this on Twitter recently. German Strands, who, by the way, is a great account to follow on Twitter, which
Agreed.
again, I refuse to call Twitter X.
Yeah. Same.
Elon, stop.
Yeah.
He shared this video, which I'll admit, I don't know what I'm assuming he used his phone to record this. It's really high quality. Like you can see what the game is actually, but still, it triggered me a little bit because I'm like, why are people not sharing the stuff like just from the systems there, pressing the button, going on their PlayStation app, trying to find their library thing, and then going to the captures button, and then going into the game, and then taking that, saving it to their phone, and then going to Twitter. I know why people use their phones now. I'm just being I'm just being intentionally tongue in cheek about it. But man, I gotta say, I was gonna rant. But it's crazy how our camera quality has come so far since this show started that German Strands can just take a video of his TV and it captures the game and it looks good. And man, Baldur's Gate 3 looks great on his TV.
But what about from Tyrone, the Starfield leaker?
Oh
I
my
don't know.
gosh, dude. We're going to get into that, but man, yeah, let me just say this. If you're taking pictures of your games, video, whatever, make sure it looks good. Make sure we can see it. Because I want to see what you're playing. That's what I want to see. But
And
man, if you're
make
taking
sure you go into photo mode and you change like the field of view and you change the lighting and you change the
well,
angle and then
well, well,
you take this really great shot. It looks really, really good.
and make sure you change your name to Micah and change your Twitter handle to Doug's Best, and go from there. But man, yeah, if you've got like a flip phone, don't record your gameplay and post it online. Especially if you stole Starfield and we're gonna get in. I can't believe this is a real story. 2023 is the year that just keeps on giving. It's
Hmm.
the year that keeps on giving. But that being said, no, for real, if you have one of the new consoles, hit that share button Start sharing more of your screenshots, especially in the Discord server. My goodness, let me see what y'all are playing, man. Post more screenshots. That used to be a thing in the Facebook group. We would share screenshots and put hashtag post more screenshots.
Yeah.
Man, we got to get back to that.
I need to do that. I'll share them on Twitter still, but I need to share more to the Discord as well. I've got so many. Like, there's so many. I take like for every 4 shots I post on Twitter, there's like 40 that I took that night, and I'm choosing 4.
Yep.
Like, I take so many shots.
I think people are sick of seeing my screenshots because all I ever share anymore is stuff from Marvel snapping like, okay, Logan, we get it. We get it. You played Legion. You played Galactus, dude. We don't care anymore.
Look at what I just pulled, though. Look at this.
Like, guys, look, I got the new card. Look at it. It's so pretty. Mainly because I can't show it off to anybody. My wife don't care. She's like, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
This is literally digitized information. You don't actually own this card. That's what she's like. And I'm like, it's so true. It's so true. But anyway, yeah. Micah, man. Episode 250, dude.
Dude, yes. We just talked about how it's been about 9 years, man, and I thought we should take 250, episode 250, and I want to not really grill you, but and it's not really a get to know you kind of thing. It's just more like I want to celebrate you. I want to have some fun and kind of pitch you some questions. In full transparency, this is the questions here. Wesley Ray had some input into these questions as well. Dear patron Wesley Ray. It's because we had once pitched these questions, a lot of these questions, to Sir Nate McKeever over at the Backlog Breakdown. So some of these are redos that I grabbed from them, but they're fun questions. I just want to have a good time with the host of TRG, the man who drives. I said drives the train, but no one drives the train. You don't drive a train like around a road.
I mean, I guess you do.
Who's like fuels the engine of TRG. We'll put it that way.
The conductor, right? Oh, the conductor sounds cool.
Yeah, the conductor of TRG.
I'm going to change my name to that Marvel Snap. I'm going to be the conductor.
There we go. So we got some fun questions, maybe some serious questions, but first up is a softball, Logan. And it's simply this. What is your favorite soda?
Oh, dude, Dr. Pepper, 100%.
Okay.
Easy.
We're just going to leave right there. We're gonna fastball that one right there. All right, next question. What is the undisputed best console?
Oh, man. I'm probably going to make some people mad with this one. Xbox 360.
Ooh, I like that answer. I like it a lot.
You can ask my wife. I bring that console up frequently. I'm like, gosh, I miss the 360. You had Gears of War. You had Blue Dragon, Lost Odyssey, the first Forza games. What was it? Halo 3, 4, Reach, ODST. I mean, dude, just some bangers.
It was also the HD revolution where we took a huge jump graphically, and it was awesome. But yeah, that's a great answer.
Who remembers Summers of Arcade on there?
Oh yeah,
those indie titles like every
Limbo.
week. Oh my gosh,
yeah,
Braid. Dude. Oh, dude, what a system!
Real quick, Gears of War 1 is like vivid, sticks out of my memory as like, what is this game? Yeah, dude.
I remember working at GameStop when that game came out, and me and everybody on staff there, man, we all played the multiplayer and the horde mode like crazy when that game came out. So, what a game, dude! What a game!
Yeah. All right, next question. What's a game that you know you would love, but you haven't tried?
Dang, that's a good question. Man, if you had asked me that like over a year ago, I would have said the Trail series because people have been recommending that series to me like crazy. I can't. What's a game series that I haven't played, but I know I would like? I can't think of one off the top of my head that I'm trying to think of. I guess I played a game in that series. Never mind. I don't know, man. That's a good question.
You just play everything that you want.
Pretty much. I like to dabble in everything. I mean, I'm not to sound cocky or anything, but you are
a dabbler.
That's just how I go. People are like, "Hey, play Trails." I'm like, "All right, fine." So
okay. Well, we'll maybe just put kind of a mental pen in that one. If you think of something, we can circle back to it. How about this one right here? Next up, which game or game series absolutely needs a sequel?
Ooh.
Maybe it's not getting one, undeserved. Maybe it's been sleeping for a while as a series.
Now, sequel doesn't mean a second game. It could be a third game.
Sure, it could be
Right?
anything. Yeah.
Boy, I still say we need a Titanfall 3
Mm.
real bad. That's one I can think of immediately. But I feel like there's another game that was just a one and done sort of thing, and we should have got a sequel for it, but I can't.
You talking about Bloodborne?
There's
Maybe
another
that
one.
was it.
There's the other one. Yep, Bloodborne. We need Bloodborne too, man.
Yeah.
Bloodborne. I'll take a HD remaster, or a remake. But yeah, man, Titanfall 3 or Bloodborne 2, man.
And dear listener, pre-show, Logan showed me the sweet Bloodborne drip he just got. It's looking real good.
I'm just gonna show up at school looking like one of the hunters from the game, just dressed out in the gothic attire with the hat and the scarf.
All right, next question, Logan. And this is sort of the inverse of what I just said. Which game series totally needs to stop?
Call of Duty.
Really?
Yeah,
All that money, just gonna say no to it?
I mean, I know, and I can't say that because there's this dude on TikTok. I can't remember what his name is, but he sings. Oh gosh, what is that song? Where he's like, I can't even think of the lyrics of it, but he'll sing this song by this like reggae artist and just wreck people the entire time. And I'm just like, this is entertaining. So for that reason, he can keep playing it and keep it around the people necessary to keep Warzone going. But yeah, Call of Duty needs to stop, man. Call of Duty just needs to stop. It's not going to happen, but
no, it's not going to happen. But
that's the first one that came to my mind.
No, absolutely.
By the way, you asked me a while ago, a few questions back, what's a game series I know that I would probably like, but I haven't played it yet? The Yakuza series.
Oh, man.
Haven't played a single game in that series, but I have a feeling I would really get into it if I did.
That might be my answer.
Okay.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I would say that I might answer that one. I might answer Persona, maybe.
Okay, yeah.
I might answer there's so many, I guess. Anyway, I'm not the one answering the questions. Next up, this is a fun one. Which game IP needs its own fast food chain?
What the heck? That's an awesome question. Oh my gosh. I don't know why, but the first one that popped into my head was Ratchet and Clank. And I don't know why. I guess just because the variety of the weaponry, you could have some fun with the food items with that. I mean,
what are they serving at this restaurant? Burgers, chicken fingers? What do we got?
I mean, a little bit of everything. With the variety of the weapons, you could have just about anything. You'd have fried lamb fries or something. I don't know, some weird thing like that, like clucking chicken burger or something like that. I don't know, man.
And I'm thinking something like Kirby's Warp Star.
Oh, that'd be good.
With an emphasis on like warping through the like it's only a drive-through or something like that. I don't know.
Oh yeah, dude. I can see that. I can see that. Yeah.
I don't know what you was just pink milkshakes. That's all it is.
Oh my gosh, dude. It's like it'd be like drinking Pepto is what it would look like.
Well, I guess there's so many different color Kirby's these days.
Oh my gosh, and the marketing on that stuff would be so cool because you could literally just put Kirby's eyes in his mouth on everything, and it's like he took on that shape of whatever. Oh, yeah. Dude.
Yeah, Nintendo needs to start a fast food chain with Kirby as the mascot.
I'm gonna go with your pick, man. That's awesome. Mine was just like Ratchet and Clank sounds like it'd be fun, but no, that legit would be awesome. Would be Kirby.
Well, I didn't mean to commandeer the answer, but I was just thinking because awesome. I was trying to have some fun with it too. But
so good.
But yeah, okay. Next question. All right, getting a little bit more serious here.
Uh-oh.
What is your favorite gaming memory with your wife, Camilla?
Man. Okay. There's two. There's two I could go with easily. There's a more recent one because we've been playing the game called Bread and Fred on Steam, where like your two penguins rope together and you have to like coordinate your movements.
Okay.
At a certain time. Really awesome game. I've really I need to write that down as my reco. Actually, what am I doing? The other one is probably when I taught her how to play Halo, and she had a little bit of experience, but I taught her like some other stuff when we were playing Halo Reach, and then she proceeded to hide in the maps and assassinate me again and again and again, and it's like, okay, we're not playing Halo anymore because of this. You're too good.
She's a camper.
Dude, she is, but she's so sneaky, man. I don't know how she finds the spots in the map that she does, but she does it, man.
I like that answer. That's super good. Super duper
silent
good.
but deadly.
Okay, and final question here, and just kind of a general one. Where do you see the podcast going in like a year or two? Like we've got almost 9 years under our
Yeah,
belt here. Like where do you see the
yeah,
future of TRG
man,
podcast?
dude, it's gonna be big. We're gonna own IGN. We're gonna own Polygon. We're gonna own Kotaku. We're gonna own all of them, and we're just gonna take it over, man. And we'll restore the balance to gaming journalism. We won't be giving 7 out of 10s to games like Starfield because that's madness. When you got IGN Spain and all those other places giving it a 10 or a 9, like we won't be having any more of that tomfoolery. But no, for real though, I don't know. I was thinking about this literally all summer, and it's hard to really think about because I mean, like I said, we've been doing this show for years, man. It's old, and I'm old, which feels weird to say. The ripe old age of 34. I'm about to be in a retirement home, and man, I don't know. It's hard to really think about because I'm always kind of gauging, what's my schedule going to be like after we finalize an adoption. What's it going to be like? I mean, even now I'm heading up the video ministry at our church and getting that kicked off and brought back to form. What's my schedule like that? If and I was kind of talking to you a little bit, I kind of hinted at like what this next year might be. We're trying to get our robotic stuff into competitions and stuff, be more competitive with that, give our kids more opportunities for like scholarships, internships, just networking and stuff like that too. So, I mean, a lot of this stuff is going to eat up my time, and I got to be honest, man. It really depends on how this year goes, man. TRG may continue, or it may have a big old bang as we go out. I know it's kind of scary to think about. I'm not trying to freak anybody out, but it's just realistic, man. We're going to
Yeah.
keep going as long as we can, but who knows? Who knows where it'll be in 2 years? Who knows? We might actually wind up owning IGN at some point. We just through a hostile takeover. We just march in their offices like this is our building now. This is
Well,
our outlet. Give us all your
well,
resources.
yeah, like we've been saying, we've been doing it for almost 9 years. That's like ancient history in podcast world. So
Yeah,
we'll just keep going as long as we can, as long as the Lord allows us,
yeah,
and we
man.
have time and resources and brain energy and everything else. Yeah,
Especially if they keep giving us these games. Oh my gosh, dude. We've got
heck
so much
yes,
to talk about.
we
In this
do.
episode, we've been playing. It's been a struggle, again, trying to find the time to not only play these games, but then once you find the time, like, what do I play? There's so
Exactly.
many good games. We are literally recording. I'm sitting here with Starfield on my computer right now, and it has taken every ounce of my being to not boot this baby up and, and start playing it, man. We kind of joked about like doing the podcast and me just playing the game and then having that be the episode as we're talking
That
and
would be a great
Starfield.
250 because Starfield was announced when you had the first episode 9 years
Yeah.
ago. No, dude, I'm joking.
Oh, I was
Uh,
like, has it really been that long?
no, it wasn't that long.
I know it's felt like forever, especially with what is it, Elder Scrolls 6, I think is the next one.
Yeah.
That one's been announced for so long.
Yeah, no, but I guess getting into some what I've been playing
Yeah,
here.
man.
So TRG Kids, I mentioned last time that we were digging into where I was playing Marvel's Spider-Man to get ready for Spider-Man 2, and
Mhm.
my 8 and 10-year-old started watching me and started loving it, and so we finished that and dove into Spider-Man Miles Morales as well. They were absolutely loving it, so we just kept the train rolling. So I've been playing that with them, and of course, these are great games. I don't need to tell you that the Spider-Man games are great. And I was about to say all of us. Layla, my oldest, I don't think she's going to get into it as much. I think she tried it and it's like, I'm going to go back to Minecraft like she always does. But almost
Okay.
everyone, my 8-year-old, my 10-year-old, and me, were all playing Sea of Stars, which just
Nice.
came out this past week. The brand new RPG. Oh crud! I just blanked on the developer's name.
Oh man,
Mm,
don't look at me because I didn't look that up. But man, you
crud.
you keep talking about the game and I'll look it up real quick.
Please do grab the developer because they deserve a shout out. It's the developers of The Messenger, which was the sort of the Ninja Gaiden like NES throwback. So Sea of Stars is sort of an SNES JRPG throwback to games such as like Chrono Trigger. And the team has just knocked it out of the park. I mentioned it a little bit in the last episode. I think the impressions of the demo, and this has been. I've only played about an hour and a half, so I don't have much more to say about it past sort of general impressions, but it's really good so far. Great music, great tone. I like the battle system and kind of there there's some action elements mixed in with
Yeah.
the turn-based combat. And yeah, so Sea of Stars, while I'm just scratching the surface on it, is just going to be great. I can tell.
Yeah, man.
So kids are playing that. I'm playing that. It's excellent. And Logan, do you have something to say?
Yeah, let me tell
Sorry,
jump in there.
your
Yeah,
things
I
are
know.
bouncing over here. I was like, "What is happening right
I didn't know if
now?"
you saw Zencaster's acting up. No, the studio is called Sabotage Studio.
Oh, thank you so much.
Working on
Yes,
it.
no, I have the window, like the window where I look at you, like kind of half off screen, so I couldn't
Oh,
see
okay.
the raise your hand thing. I just saw the
Yeah,
screen
yeah.
bouncing. I'm like, "What is going on over here?" So sorry about that, man.
No, man, it's
Um,
good. Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying that game though. I remember playing the demo, and man, the demo left a very strong impression. I'm looking forward to getting to it once I finish some of these other games I'm in the middle of.
Yeah, I'll hopefully have more thorough impressions next episode. Really, like I said, just I'm less than 2 hours into it, but so far it's really good.
Right on.
I just got past the first kind of main boss for those that are playing the game.
Now,
But anyway,
is that well? No, I guess you didn't really fight a boss in the demo, so no, never mind. Never mind. I was going to ask if it was. Never mind.
yeah, no, the demo takes place in the middle of the game, I believe,
Okay.
and so
Okay.
yeah, just the first kind of real boss you get to in the game. I just got past that.
And
Um,
who did you pick to lead your party?
I picked Zale.
Zale.
Just,
Okay.
just like I did for just like I did for the demo.
Gotcha.
It's
Cool.
kind of a whatever. It's more
Yeah.
just like which controller do you or which character do you control around the
Hmm.
map and the world. That's kind of more all it is. There's not
Gotcha.
really, at least I haven't seen any tangible differences really.
Cool.
Um, the last game I've been playing is I picked up a couple of indie games. Had a little bit of time off, had some vacation time, and dug into this game called A Musical Story.
Okay.
And this is it's like a short 4 to 6 hour narrative focused like music rhythm game, and it's kind of it's not exactly like it, but it's kind of in the vein of Parappa the Rapper as far as like it's like, here's a phrase or like or like a set of notes you have to hit. It shows it to you. Now you have to repeat it, kind of back
Hmm.
to the game. And the
Okay.
UI and the way it presents itself is all pretty neat. And the what makes this game good is the songs and the beats that you're hitting. It's set in this like kind of late 60s, early 70s, like Woodstock era, like rock and roll band. So it's like
Okay.
a three-piece, like drummer, keyboardist, and a guitarist, and then another member of the band joins in, and adds another layer to it. And yeah, it's kind of like this journey to like making it as a band to like this like fake Woodstock stage where like you would perform in front of a bunch of people. And so it's a chapter based rhythm game, and like you go through a story. The story's kind of whatever. The music and the rhythm game part of it is kind of the draw. Unfortunately, definitely it's definitely not for kids. With
Hmm.
it obviously being, as you can imagine, Woodstock era rock and roll, peace, love, and all that. There's some content in the game that is, questionable drug use. There's a little bit of nudity in it, even. And so yeah,
Just
definitely not,
I just saw
definitely
a
not
little
for
bit
the
of that in the
kiddos.
trailer just now. I was like, oh my gosh, whoa.
Yeah. There's like 24 chapters, and one chapter has a little bit of nudity in it. But other than that, kind of those kind of marks, it's a solid game. Kind of hard to recommend unless you're really just a rhythm game or rhythm genre fan.
Hmm.
But it was a fun little game. I enjoyed my time with it. Got the platinum, and yeah, so that was A Musical Story, which is available for I believe everything. So yeah.
Right on, man. That's cool, man. That is very cool. Yeah, the game looks very psychedelic to be
Yeah, definitely.
on theme
It's
with
got
it.
a unique art style, this kind of watercolor looking art style. So I mean, yeah, that's sort of the vibe
Yeah,
they're
man.
going for.
Right on. Right on. Well, dear listeners, I was going to come on here and talk about Trails of Cold Steel 3, but I'm sitting there like, I literally can't say anything beyond, yep, still good. Still great.
Yeah.
Still enjoying it. That's boring. Yeah, obviously I'm enjoying. I will say this. I am 70 hours in, 70 plus hours in. I'm starting to feel the burn a little bit, the burnout.
Okay.
That's not because the game's bad. It's just because all these other games are coming out, and I'm like, I don't have time.
Do you think you're near the end?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
That's the other thing. This will easily. I'm pretty sure this game is easily going to take me 100 hours to beat, if not a little bit more. And
all right.
and that's a little intimidating, a little frustrating because we got all these games coming out. Like I said, Starfield is literally sitting here. I can see it right now in my Steam library. It's just right there.
It keeps tempting you and taunting you.
It does, man. It's like, come to the stars. I'm like, I can't just yet. But there are some other games I've been playing now because, again, I've talked about, got a lot of stuff going on with school, got a lot of stuff going on with church and all that jazz. Finding time to play something has been a bit of an adventure, a game in and of itself. But some friends introduced me to this mobile game that has been simultaneously frustrating and very enjoyable, very fun at the same time. And that's Coffee Golf, which is this daily golfing game on your phone. It's like Wordle, where every day instead of it being a new word, it's a new golf course with 5 holes. You got to do your best, and man, it is surprisingly addictive. It's frustrating, but it's kind of something I play on the daily next to Marvel Snap.
Okay, you and Adam Sutherland were talking about Coffee Golf in the text thread today. I'm like, what? I don't know what this is.
Bro, I would tell you to go check it out, but at the same time, don't go check it out because it might become an addiction.
Okay, well, when you said it was like Wordle, that made so much. It just clicked with me. Like, what?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep. But it's good, man. It's been fun, but I will say I wish it was on PC because I feel like I would be a little more accurate with the swings and stuff. Having to, press your finger on the touchpad, bring it down, and then you let go, and it kind of goes to the right a little bit. It's like, okay, that's not where I was aiming.
Yeah.
It's frustrating at times. And then hitting the ball, and then you see it going towards the hole. It's like, oh, this is going to be a hole in one. And it hits right in front of the hole, bounces over it, and then rolls away. It's like, gosh, dang it, this game. So it's good. I paid the $4 to get rid of ads, and I could play unlimited times on the daily courses. And man, it's been a source of frustration and joy every day. But it's been fun getting to play something with my boys in our group chat and kind of compare scores. Like, bro, you got 2 holes in one today. Like, what the heck? Shout out to you, by the way, Derek. I know you're a patron and you listen. But yeah, man, it's a good game. It's a real good game. So if you guys are looking for something fun and I'm not gonna say easy, but just something fun and kind of just low commitment, to play, it's perfect on the phone. Really good.
Cool.
Really good
time. I like that.
Yeah, man. The other one I've been playing, one of my most anticipated games of the year, Armored Core 6, baby.
Dude. Real quick, if I can just interrupt. This is one of those games where it's like, how am I not playing this game?
Yeah.
It's because of 2023. It's because it's like you just can't. You have to not play great games in 2023.
What are you doing playing Sea of Stars, where it's probably low key, it's laid back, it's not dangerous, it's a good time? Why don't you play a game that's going to kick your teeth in a couple times and be a little difficult and typical from?
I was playing the other 90 Metacritic game. the other one.
There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them, but man, y'all. I knew this game was going to take time away from Trails of Cold Steel 3, and it sure is, man. I picked up Daemon X Machina years ago when it came out on the Switch, and I'm like, this game's cool. I feel like the story's getting in the way of itself, though. Like, and some of the stuff, it's a little clunky. I don't know if I like the menus, but it's good for what it is. This game, Armored Core 6, is everything I wanted Daemon X Machina to be. The story's light. It's there. It's going to build towards something from what I've gathered from reading reviews, builds towards something that takes off in the last half. But at the beginning, they just want you to get in your robot, blow stuff up, get money, upgrade your robot, blow more stuff up. Man, I got to the end of chapter 1 last night, got to the boss of that arena, and man, that thing just kicked my teeth in so hard. I was like, yep, this is FromSoft. But hey, that boss looks freaking cool. It's a mech that has this hula hoop thing around it and a giant jetpack on its back. And it uses the hula hoop thing that just comes up and it shoots a barrage of missiles at you. You've seen it in the trailer. If you've seen the trailer.
So is it the kind, if you beat chapter 1, is it the kind of thing where you get graded? Like there's a grade for your mission or anything like that? Or you can go back and do it better?
Yes. So that's one of the nice things about it, because the big gameplay loop of this game is you go to a mission, you get your money, you go to the main menu, and you have your replay mission, your training stuff in the arena. Which, by the way, if anyone's playing this and you haven't been doing the training stuff, you need to. You get some good weapons out of that and some good armor pieces. Plus, it just helps you learn some of the new. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me Micah, remind me to talk about legs a little bit later.
Okay,
I know that
sure.
sounds weird, but
No, I love it.
I'll talk about legs later. But yeah, one of the main things is you finish a mission and you go back and replay that mission to unlock like combat logs, explore and find different weapons. Like I watched a streamer, I think it's Asmongold, like go off the beaten path in one area and find this really awesome weapon that is, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's just really awesome.
Sure.
And so you go do that, you get more money, you try to get better grades on your stuff, and you get more money. You use that to buy more parts so you can upgrade your robot, get more weapons, and you're just constantly tweaking your mech, man, which is what I love about it. You can spend a lot of time in the editor for that mech. You can
Right.
make custom logos. I'm just saying. I have the
Dude,
Fox
yeah.
style logo on my mech's chest. It's
Let's
just sitting up
go.
there. I saw someone remade the was it
So wait,
Grave
so then you made a Metal Gear?
Metal Gear. Yeah, I did make one, man. Someone on Twitter, I saw this. I don't know who it was, but they're playing in Japan. They recreated Gray Fox as a mech, and I'm like, are you kidding me? What in the world? You got people
Okay.
out here making evil ones from Evangelion. You got people out here
Uh,
literally recreating Char's Sazabi unit from Char's counterattack and Mobile Suit Gundam. Dude, this game is freaking cool. I haven't beaten chapter 1 just yet. That boss is kicking my teeth in, but
okay.
man, it's hard, but it's one of those things where it's like, again, this is where I'm weird. I don't like doing difficulty in JRPGs, but when it comes to games like this that FromSoft makes, I'm like, I'm okay with difficulty here. Yeah, kick my
Mhm.
teeth in. Let me learn some stuff. And
Yeah.
man, it's a good time. But going back to the legs thing, one of the main things with this game is depending on the legs you have equipped on your mech changes up how your character or how your mech moves drastically. You can get a tank one where you're really fast and you can kind of like launch the heavy weapons while still moving, which is wild. You have the light frame ones, which allow you to jump really high into the air and move really quick and boost really fast. And then you have these one legs, man, where it's kind of like I think they call it tetrapod, where it's like 4 legs. So you're kind of like a centaur running around as a mech, but you can
Okay.
jump into the air and the legs spread out and you hover. And so you can just launch barrages of missiles down at your opponents.
Oh
Dude,
man.
this is one of the coolest games I've ever played. It is so awesome, man.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here like, do I play Trails or do I play Armored Core? I want to blow stuff up. Dang it. It's so good, dude.
Yeah,
It's so
that's the
good.
thing about Armored Core is experimenting with all your different build
Yep.
types, and getting
Yep.
to that boss and hitting the that difficulty spike, and like, okay, well, maybe need to switch to something up, maybe I need to change
Mhm.
my arm, or maybe I need to change my tread, or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, like your
Dude.
legs or whatever. But yeah, that
So
game is
good.
all about that sort of stuff. So that sounds so fun. That's
Yeah.
oh man, I'm gonna have to get. I don't know when I'm getting to Armored Core
Yep.
6.
Yeah,
Maybe a
man.
Christmas time game or like later
Yeah.
in the year.
Yeah.
But everything you're saying sounds killer. It's
It's so good.
like it
It's
looks
so
so
good,
good. I can't believe I'm not playing this game.
bro. And let me also shout out that soundtrack.
I was wanting to bring it up.
Oh, I got the digital deluxe edition that came with the soundtrack. By the way, shout out to FromSoft for giving you a digital soundtrack that allows you to export the files onto a USB drive so you can upload it onto your computer or Dropbox or whatever,
Yeah.
man. Really smart of them to do that. And so I've been open up this sounds so weird. I've been opening up Dropbox and listening to the songs when I'm planning at work or grading
Yeah.
papers and stuff. And I'm like, dude, this soundtrack is freaking dope. It's
That's
good.
awesome. It
It's
was it
good.
was awesome from the trailers. So yeah, just
Mhm.
everything about it was just dripping quality. So yeah, it sounds like
So good.
FromSoft has delivered another hit,
Yeah.
or at least another quality game,
Yeah.
if not a hit. But
And, and
dude,
I
yeah.
think, if I remember correctly, reading it, this is Armored Core 6 was their second best launch game next to Elden Ring. It's not
Oh, as far
selling.
as sales?
Yeah, it's not selling quite as much as Elden Ring, which I mean, yeah,
Oh,
it's not
no,
going to.
nothing will yeah.
But no, it's
Well,
selling really good. Has a good player base still on
that's
Steam and
great if it's
everything. So
outselling things like Sekiro or Demon Souls sorry, Dark Souls
yeah,
3, things
yeah,
like
man,
that, yeah.
it's wild. But yeah, dude, it's
Okay.
it's a great game. And those of you that might be worried about jumping in because of the difficulty, don't. worry about it. I literally looked up how to beat this boss. I'm like, oh, you just equip those parts and then just bull rush the dude, and he goes down super quick. So,
Yeah, but
yeah,
there again, it's about that experimentation, though.
it's really just finding the right parts and then just being super aggressive. Which really, there's this cool, not really cool. It's kind of a little cheesy, but they did this live action thing, live action trailer for the game with Carl Urban in it from The Boys, I think,
Yeah.
on Amazon. And he literally says in the trailer, "Be swift, be aggressive, be deadly." I'm like, yeah, that's basically what you got to do in the game. As long as you're moving quick and you're being aggressive, you're going to take everything in front of you down. And it's going to look so. Plus, shout out to the photo mode, man. I get to take pictures of my mechs, man.
That you're really selling me now, Logan. Okay,
I'm just saying.
I see what you're doing here. I see what you're doing here,
Micah. That photo mode is way better than Final Fantasy 16's.
Get out of here.
Just saying.
It probably is. That wouldn't be hard to do.
No, it wouldn't. But dude, what a year of gaming, man. Starfield.
I wonder if Starfield has a photo mode.
I don't know. Let me look it up.
I doubt it does. But yeah, as we get into the news, and really, I mean, it's not really any news. It's just that, Starfield is out now. So as of this recording, the reviews went live. The game is currently, let me refresh, OpenCritic.com, is currently sitting at an 88 OpenCritic score, which is very respectable. That is with 99 critical reviews. And, you have some outliers like IGN and GameSpot giving it a 7.
Get out of here.
I think most people right here are like, 9 or 10 out of 10 kind of thing. Maybe an 8, which, hey, that's still awesome. But
that's so good. Yeah.
It seems like, from what I've seen, is that Bethesda has delivered on, the space theme mixed with the tried and true Bethesda gameplay that you come to expect from them.
Yeah.
I think they've delivered that from all sort of accounts that I've seen so far. And of course, it's not. I say it's out now. The pre-release or the early access period is out right now. So as of this, whenever this episode goes live, it'll be this Friday for the public. But yeah, it's here. This game has been 5 years in the making as far as like since we've known about it. I think they announced it in E3 2018. And so Logan, just thoughts that we're finally here with Starfield.
It's finally here. And of course it would happen in 2023, the year where we're just getting amazing game after amazing game. And Micah, you know what'll make this game even better for you?
What's that?
There's the photo mode.
Okay.
better get you an Xbox, man. You gotta get one.
I know. I gotta get it.
So good, dude. Yeah, I'm really stoked to play it. I said in the pre-show, I was hoping to, I did my due diligence. I came home from work for lunch. I booted up Steam. I was like, all right, preload that sucker on there, man, because I want to play this a little bit before I record. And then I went to go get back on here and then loaded up Steam and it said unpacking the game 2%. I'm like, gosh, dang it, Steam. So I will be playing it after we finish recording here. I am very. It's funny how I don't really get excited for things, and then once they release, I'm like, dude, let's go. I'm all kinds of hyped.
It hits different people at different times, I think, because certain people are like, oh, it just like the release date will sneak up on them, or like, oh wait, that's this week kind of thing, and then they might start getting hyped or whatever. But dude, it's like. I can't even play the game, and I'm hyped. I got up this morning, and I hit up the main 2 fantasy leagues I'm in. Like, today's the day, boys. Let's go review day for Starfield.
Man,
just it's an occasion when Bethesda Game Studios proper releases one of their babies.
Yeah,
and
dude.
This is one of them.
Yeah, man.
The industry stops and takes notice. They have produced obviously seminal game after seminal game. I'm counting even Fallout 4 and all that. Not 76. They didn't, make that one proper.
Right.
But most of the games they've made in the past 20 plus years are excellent.
Yeah.
So, I'm just so thrilled for fans of Bethesda, their types of games, for Xbox players. Starfield is going to be so fun, and it's out now. You're going to play it as soon as we hit stop on this record button.
I'm going to be out so fast, dude.
But Logan, some people just couldn't wait to play Starfield.
Micah, it's a good game. Y'all don't miss out on it. when it's that good of a game, you gotta get into it when you can, even if it means you gotta steal it.
Oh, dude, I wasn't expecting that.
I
You
love
got
this
me.
year so much. I love this year.
So, so yeah, I'm gonna mainly kind of kick this to you, but there was an individual who
Oh
thought it would
man.
be a good idea to, oftentimes, games get printed, they're at various warehouses, and people can, uh, take them, seal them, whatever, they have them, and that sometimes happens, but it's a different story when you do that, and then you film yourself with the game. You make a character creator with your real name and film it and put it on the internet along with like receipts of you like selling it to people.
Mhm.
And then he goes on and he starts getting a little bit of heat and he goes on and he's like, "Oh, no offense, Todd Howard. Your game's awesome, bro." It's like it's it's like, dude, what are you doing?
Yep. Dude, yeah, it's oh my gosh. So yeah, Mike has summed it up there pretty well. I have links to a lot of the stuff in your show notes, dear listeners. So if you want to check this out for yourself, Yang Yeah over on YouTube. Which, by the way, if y'all are not subbed to Yang Yeah on YouTube, you need to get onto it. Really great, just gaming news channel. Yang Yeah does a really great job. Plus, if you watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, he voices one of the characters in the game, which you may have already known that. Not
Oh,
the
okay.
game, the show. Well, and the game too. But yeah, this dude, man, he stole copies. Allegedly, as it says here in the VGC article. Allegedly stole and tried to sell copies of the game online. And man, I can't get over how he just documented
Oh, it
all
wasn't
of it.
alleged. He got arrested for it like
Okay.
yesterday or a day before or something like
There it
that.
is. Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
reading it right now. He's saying, it's saying right here, he's facing a felony charge for $2,500 to $10,000 worth of stolen property, a misdemeanor charge for 1,000 or less of stolen property, and a misdemeanor charge for possession of marijuana. Y'all don't do drugs. It
Just throw this in there.
makes you do dumb things. But yeah, the dude leaked 40 minutes of gameplay. People were making fun of him and all that stuff, and he was like, I'm a beginner and all that stuff. And then he does that tweet where he's like, Todd, no offense, man. That's a good game. It's like, oh my
Beginner at
gosh.
video games, beginner at life.
I just,
That's about one of the most idiotic things you can do.
mm-hmm,
So of course
mm-hmm.
the moral of the story here, kids, is to don't download ROMs.
Yep. Yep. Just don't steal, period. Like, and if you look, we're not condoning this sort of thing. But if you find yourself in this situation, recording yourself doing it and recording the evidence and posting it online is probably not a good idea.
Yeah, no, I think that just fueled the Starfield zeitgeist. Like
Yeah.
everyone was so ready, kind of
Yeah.
waiting for the impressions to drop in the review embargo and for the game to come
Oh
out.
man.
And yeah, this dude thought he was going to take advantage, and he was a big dummy.
Yeah. And man, this honestly, we talked about this on TRG. Me and my wife did. We talked about social media and all that just now. People just chase the likes. And I just can't help but think that this dude was just kind of chasing that 15 minutes of fame sort of thing. It's like, man,
Yeah,
I'm going to be the guy that's playing Starfield early. I'm going to be the one that's reviewing it early. I'm going to have all eyes on me. And it's just like, man, it ain't worth it. As he's
yeah,
clearly finding out the hard way. It is not worth it. But man, what a wild year 2023 continues to be.
yeah. It's all good, and everything's vibing over there for Team Xbox. But on the other side of the fence for Team PlayStation, they
Yeah.
announced this week that prices for PlayStation Plus are going to be increasing as of September this year, as in like tomorrow,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So prices are going up for PlayStation Plus. Of course, there's three tiers: Essential, Extra, and Premium. So
Mm-hmm.
Essential is going up from $60 to $80 a year. Extra is going up from 100 to 135, and Premium is going up from 120 to 160.
Mm.
So let me get that out of my system there.
Yeah, man.
That is a
Oof.
tough pill to swallow. That is a whopping increase
Yeah.
in what we're already getting. And the cherry on top of this turd sandwich is that there's like there's no new features, there's no new anything. It's like,
Yeah.
nope, just the price is raising. There's no reason for it. I've got some suspicions, but Logan, what's your first impression here?
I'm just like, dude, what are you doing? I get and I get it. Everything's going up nowadays. But it's just it kind of comes off a little tone deaf because
Yeah.
if they are going to announce new features or new things coming to it, you don't lead with, hey, we're going to charge you more money for this service. You lead with the value, then you hit the people with the price. I've worked in retail for 6 years, and that's what they always taught us. You lead with the value, then you give the price, because people aren't even going to think of the price. They're thinking of the value at that point. They're like, yeah, sure, I'll shell out whatever X amount of money. And man, this is not the way to
Well,
go about telling people.
we have sort of two examples here of how it was done recently, because we just came off of this past July. Xbox raised the price of Game Pass a little bit, by like a
Mhm.
dollar or so here or there, whatever it was. It was kind of a scheme to kind of push people to Game Pass Ultimate, but we talked about it a few episodes
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
And the thought was like, okay, well, it's not that big of a price increase, and B, Starfield's around the corner. We get
Yeah.
it. That's what
Yeah.
that's kind of why you're doing it. You got some stuff in the, we're kind of lined up ready to go Xbox, so we get that. But this
Mhm.
is like, okay, it's not a small jump, it's a huge jump, and
Yeah.
there's no like rhyme or reason as to why.
Yeah.
So this is completely hitting the industry. It's like, dude, what? Like, you know, Jim Ryan just out to get his money, all this kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And the thought here, of course, if you kind of zoom out, I think it's there's been rumors, and it's been pretty clear that Sony is trying to beef up their services as far as emulation for PS3 and PS2
Mhm.
specifically. And rumors have been percolating and kind of coming up here more recently that those things might be ready to go. And so maybe they being Sony has some new services to add to it, or some new features to the service to add to PlayStation Plus that is going to balance us out a little bit. But there
Mhm.
again, like Logan's point, this is out of order. This is the cart before the horse, especially if you're going to hike the price this high.
Yeah.
This is a like, now maybe like revenue from quarter to quarter will be kind of the same, but like this is a subscriber losing kind of move, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I when I heard this news, I literally sat here and was thinking, like, okay, what do I really even use PS Plus even for? I don't play games with people anymore because we're all busy adults. We don't have time to really game together. And if we do have time to game, it's usually not for very long. And we're trying to coordinate schedules doesn't work. And you always got that one friend who says they'll be on in like 2 minutes and it takes them 2 hours to get online. There's always one. Shout
Yeah.
out to Michael. I'm calling you out, man. It happens
Whoa.
every time. Every time, and it annoys the crap out of me.
Michael,
Me,
get it together.
me and Colin are sitting there playing games, and we're waiting on Michael to jump on, and it's never. I'll be on in a minute. Sorry, I'm a little triggered from that.
Wow.
But I'm just like, I don't even use the cloud saves either. I think the last time I used the cloud saves was to do that exploit in Bloodborne, so I could get all three endings without having to play through the game 3 times, and that
Hmm.
was years ago. And I'm just like, I don't really know. Well, I guess I'm playing Sea of Stars on it too. But even then, it's like, why am I really keeping the service around?
Hmm.
And so yeah, it's kind of got me evaluating if I'm going to stay with it, because I'm on the month by month thing. I didn't, I'm not like Adam,
Okay.
King of Thrift, getting the years of PS Plus at a discount like he does when he finds those deals. So I'm sure he'll be affected by this like 9 years from now when his
Right.
subscription stuff runs out. But yeah, man, it's definitely not a good look. But hey, you know what? I get it. I'm looking at this thing here. They got to pay for the licensing, man. How else would they afford games like Saints Row on PlayStation Plus Essential?
Dude,
You know what I'm saying?
you brought it up, Logan. So we got to. It's not in the show notes, but Embracer Group closed Volition Studios today.
Oh, they did?
Yes, and Volition, the creators of Saints Row, among
Really?
other things. I believe they created Descent, or developed that. I think.
What?
Yeah, that was pretty big news. So they did that, and also there's layoffs at Gearbox, which also Embracer owns. So everything that, and again, shout out to him. we talk about all the time. Everything that Colin Moriarty predicted with Embracer Group is happening. Like they're getting too bloated, and they're gobbling up teams like Volition that have like decades long legacy in the games industry, and then just closing them up. And this is like the consolidation that everyone wants.
Dude. Yeah, I'm reading the thing now. What the heck?
Yeah, so that
These
was
guys
sad
did Red.
to read that.
They did Red Faction also, which was Faction
Yes.
Guerrilla was really good.
Yeah, revolutionary game at the time with as far as like environment destruction and things like
The
that.
destructible environments was the main thing for it. Man, it was a lot of fun toppling buildings in that game. Dude, what the heck?
Yeah, so pour one out for Volition, who got shut down as of today's recording, August 31st.
Man.
So yeah, but that was just kind of a sidebar with, it's like they closed down Volition, Embracer, and then they give Saints Row out, for like, they go and take Sony's bag,
Man,
just put it out there on the service. So
it's
it's like,
up.
dude, yeah,
Dang.
Embracer can take a hike, in my opinion.
Dang. You know what's funny is my church growing up, our sound guy, his son, I don't know if he, I mean, he obviously doesn't still work at Volition because they got shut down, but he worked on the first two Saints Row games, and I'm like,
Okay.
That's kind of ironic because you're working at a church, your son's working on a game where it's got all this stuff in it, and man, he's like, oh, I know, but I mean, he's talented. I'm like, he is talented.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, pour one out, dude.
Yeah. So,
Grape juice, obviously. We don't do wine.
Of course.
We're Baptist over. Well,
not all of us.
Okay.
Not even gonna touch that topic.
Nope. I regret bringing it up. Let's talk about this PSP, man.
Yeah. No. The Tom Henderson over at Insider Gamer had like the leaks kind of leading up to this for months and months. And it turned out this thing is called the PlayStation Portable. No, PlayStation Portable. Excuse me. Yes.
It's confusing.
Literally, I have that in the doc. It's not called PlayStation Portable. It's called PlayStation Portal.
Which is portable.
It's coming out November 15th for $199. And this is the streaming device that connects to your PS5 over Wi-Fi. It's not a dedicated handheld. We talked about it in episodes past. So the news is basically it's $199. It's coming out November 15th. And you can go ahead and pre-order it as of right now. And it's called PlayStation Portal. So Logan, I can't remember what I said on the episode, but I feel like $200 was the price they needed to hit with this thing, as far as like being realistic, because the DualSense controller is like $70 on its own, and this thing is basically a DualSense controller with a screen in between it, like Ultra Hand or Fuse, but I don't see how this thing could have been $100. Or even $150, and like they actually make money on the thing. So this is the price that they needed to hit, in my opinion. But is this moving the needle for you at all?
I gotta be honest. When I saw this thing, and I thought this when last time we saw something like this, I was like, this is just the Wii U gamepad all over again. And I gotta say, people will disagree with me on this, and I get it's subjective. I honestly, I think the way this thing looks, it looks cursed. Like, it looks so weird having the controller split in half and having a big display in front. I do like the idea. I think I saw like Gene Park tweet this out or something, like playing Spider-Man 2 on the go, and I'm like, that's a good idea. I could play that sitting in the living room playing that. That'd be cool.
Yeah. If you could free up, like, I guess I would make it like a straight up dedicated handheld, but if you could have someone playing on the PlayStation 5 and do this at the same time, like with a separate account, that might be something. But I might have a use case for it, is what I'm saying. But I think where this is ultimately going to land is somewhere kind of where the PlayStation VR 2 has landed, whereas this is going to be a solid device, like good quality for a very small market.
Yeah.
I think is what it's ultimately going to be. Like, there's going to be people that love this thing, all 100 of them. It's going to be like that, and like I don't know if it will be a success for Sony. I don't know what they're expecting here.
Yeah.
But I talked about it already. This product is not for me because
Yeah.
when I'm playing video games, I want to sit in front of my big screen TV most of the
Hmm.
time. I've played my Switch like twice in handheld mode,
Yeah.
so
If I could use this like my Switch in portable mode, I'd pick one up, no question about it. But because you have to like, don't you got to be on the same Wi-Fi network as your PS5 for this to work?
not the same way. I read that as long as you're on a Wi-Fi network,
Oh,
you,
okay.
you can hook up to it over remote play, which is and
Okay.
supposedly this is going to be way better remote play and all this stuff. But no, you don't have to be on your PS5's
Okay.
Wi-Fi
Okay.
as long as you're on a Wi-Fi signal. I think.
Okay. That's
So, like, if you go to like school and pop on your Wi-Fi or whatever, not that you would do that for any reason whatsoever, but
not that our Wi-Fi at school could even handle something like that. It could barely handle the me watching the Super Mario Wonder
yeah,
stream.
no, I think Sony recommended 15 megabits down, and
Yeah.
like 5 would get it going, but
Yeah.
recommended 15 or
Yeah,
something like
no.
that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I will say though, I don't need it. I don't want it. At the same time, I kind of want to play around with it a little bit.
the closer we get, well, now that it's actually like available to pre-order, like, and I am kind of warming up on the design of it. I love the
Mhm.
DualSense controller just in general. Um, I'm like, oh, maybe I'm like, it's one of those things where like, oh, this would be kind of cool, but it's like I would not use it if I got it, so I don't need to tempt
You know what it
myself.
almost looks like is in Batman Returns when Batman threw the remote batarang around, he pulls out another batarang and he's like tapping on it to control it and target the people.
Yeah,
It almost makes me think of that, think of that a little
yeah,
bit, but bigger. So
that's a good pull. I like that. Yeah, a little
it's
bit fatter.
yeah. Can you imagine throwing a PlayStation controller at someone
Yeah,
and then using that to control where it hits?
super good. I like that.
Oh, PlayStation man uses the PlayStation controllers. I can't,
Well, I
yeah,
was
it's
thinking
a
because
thing.
they're like batarangs, right? Like the
Yeah.
handles or whatever. Yeah, I was
Uh,
thinking like the PlayStation DualSense, like
oh
the
my
handle part
gosh.
like sticking into the wall like a
Yeah.
batarang or something. Like someone
Oh
threw it.
man. Oh man.
Um,
Dear listeners, let us know what you think of this thing. Oh
all
man.
right, last news story, and we're gonna end on a jolly note because boy
Yeah.
howdy, Nintendo did a 15-minute direct on Super Mario Brothers Wonder, which comes out
Mm,
October 20th, the same exact day as Spider-Man 2, 2023, of course.
of course.
And this game looks like an absolute delight,
Yes,
Logan.
it does.
You're talking about, kind of just delivering that classic 2D Mario style, but with so many new features, additions, power ups,
Yeah.
just hidden gems that you wouldn't necessarily expect. And you can turn into an elephant and you can
Hmm.
ride Yoshi around. Dude, let's
Yep.
go.
Dude. Sometimes that's all you need, is just to have that little joy in your life. I gotta say, when they first unveiled this game, I was like, dude, this game looks good. And as I was watching this, obviously not during class.
Obviously.
That was when I broke a student's robot and had to fix it, so I couldn't watch it. And but no, when I was watching this during my planning period, after I got everything graded, I was like, dude, this game, I'm sold. I mean, I was sold before, but like, this is great, and I love the idea of we've always known Mario and a lot of Nintendo's first party games to a degree to be games that you can enjoy with your family. They're the kind of games that you can
Mhm.
share with your kids. It's a great time, and I love, love, love the inclusion of Yoshi. And what was that? Was it a Nandit? Is that what it's called? It's kind of like a bandit character or something like that.
I forgot.
But regardless, you have those two characters you can play as, and they don't take damage. They'll still lose lives if they fall down the pits. I'm like, what a great way
Right.
to
Yeah.
introduce your kids into this game and have them enjoy it too, without worrying about getting defeated or anything
Well,
like that.
especially when you introduce co-op, which a lot of families
Yep.
would probably be doing, because
Yep.
as we know, co-op 2D games are kind of chaotic, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
if the skill levels are different, then someone's going to get left behind, kind of
Yeah.
thing. They're going to be that floating bubble that you got to go
Yeah.
grab and all that. You know how it is. So
Yeah.
yeah, those all sound like great features, and I was just thinking as I was watching it, I was like, dude, this is dude, Nintendo, man. I was like, we thought, quote unquote, that like, Tears of the Kingdom and Pikmin 4 were kind of it for the Switch.
Mhm.
It's like, this thing is going to sell 1 billion copies, dude. Here at the end of the Switch
Yeah.
life cycle, like this thing is going to be huge.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not that they're not trying, but it's almost like they just farted this game out. You know, and it's like it's so good. It looks so good. You know, like this
Yeah.
is just Nintendo. It's just what they do. You know,
Yeah.
and it's like,
Yeah.
we're gonna sell a common 25 million of this here at the end of our lifespan
Mm-hmm.
for the Switch, and like no one saw that coming.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah,
No big deal.
Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Like,
No
okay,
big deal. And then
yeah,
not only that, man, around that same time, they're going to release a remake of Super Mario RPG. And it's like, Nintendo,
that's right.
what are you
Yeah,
doing? What are you doing
yeah.
giving us all these games, man? What's going on? And not only are they giving us the game, they're giving us a red edition OLED Switch with it, too.
Yes, yes. October the 6th, it is when it is released. I don't remember when pre-orders go live. That'll obviously be sometime before October the 6th, but to check, check somewhere, Twitter, X, that's out there. I
Mm-hmm.
don't have that
Yeah.
information, but yeah, they showed a brand new red edition of the OLED Switch. That looked pretty cool. Had some, like, you open up the dock in the back, had some Mario specific, like,
Yeah.
coin
Yeah.
stuff and things going on. It looks cool.
Very cool.
But I was gonna say something else about this game, and it just left. Oh! It was the hook shot. The hook shot. One of the badges you get in the game is like this hook shot little thing. And
Yeah.
dude, I was like, Nate McKeever, get your 2D Mario on, bro,
Get
with
in
your hook
there.
shot.
He's going to be so excited.
But yeah, no, this game looks like an absolute blast. So yeah,
That's good. That's
who
good,
would have
man.
thunk it? Nintendo makes fun looking Mario games.
Man, who would have thought? Who would have thought, man? Yeah, it looks great. I can't wait to play around with it. Just a lot of things they were showing off. Like I'm really excited to check out like the open courses that they've got, see kind of what they've got in there, go around, mess with those, and mess around with that bubble weapon too that goes through the
that looked
walls
cool.
and you can use it to bounce off stuff. I'm like, dude, what kind of platforming stuff can I get into?
So many cool mechanics in this game.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Y'all, dear listeners, let us know what you think of some of these news items that we've talked about because man, y'all, Starfield, what a game. It's good. Y'all don't miss out. Seriously, let me know if you're playing Starfield, hit us up and let us know what you think of it. Let us know if you built your ship and all that stuff because I want to know because I'm itching to play it. But yeah, with that being said, one of the things we do here at TRG, we like to throw out a thread before we do every episode on Patreon. You say, hey, give us your write-ins, say some stuff, and we'll read it. We'll read it on air. And man, we got plenty of write-ins. A lot of them pertaining to us hitting episode 250, which is great. We couldn't have done it without a lot of y'all supporting us here. But man, let me read through some of these and maybe we can kind of talk about a couple different things about just getting here and just the history that has been the show. David Matthews writes in and says, my favorite moment was actually being a guest on the podcast for the Mass Effect episode. Had a great time and I'm available for another show. I'm just saying. LOL. Congrats on 250 episodes, and I look forward to more. Man, that was a fun episode. And what a game Mass Effect is. That I don't know. When did Mass Effect 3? I think we started the show long after we did like long after those games came out.
Oh yeah.
We were around when Mass Effect Andromeda just crapped itself out onto the scene, and man, that was a thing. Our show started like a handful of years after 3 even came out. But yeah, dude, man, what a series that just kind of unfortunately floundered.
Well, we've certainly had. Well, there are more game series, kind of these seminal games that we could go back and do, spoilery episodes or full episodes on. But early on early on in the 9 years of the podcast, we've traditionally done these like. We've gone back and done episodes on Mass Effect and BioShock and The Last of Us, and these types of things, that predated the podcast. And that was one of those great shows. And I mean, just like, he was talking about being a guest on that episode. Like I was once a guest on, it was either like the Spider-Man episode or like some random E3 episode maybe. And
I know we did an episode. Me and you did one on Resident Evil 2, and I think you and Adam did one like covering the recent news stuff at the time, and we released those kind of around the same time because like I think I was getting ready for like camp or something, and so about the scheduling. But yeah,
But anyway, my point being, just like, I was once, just kind of guessing on the podcast, and here we are now. So I mean, the community is always just fueling the podcast, of
Yeah.
course. And David, great episode there with Mass Effect, and
Yeah, man.
David's always been there from the beginning, like you said.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. 100%. David, we'll get you on as soon as you finish an RPG, man. I saw his tweet the other day, and he was like, "How do y'all find time to play these games?" And I saw Nate said something about how he played like Dragon Quest 11. He's like, "That's all I played for 2 or 3 months," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's basically what you got to do. Is just not play anything else until you finish it." It's rough out here. It's rough out here. I'm feeling it right now with Trails of Cold Steel 3.
As soon as you finish Mass Effect Andromeda, we'll get you on for that episode.
No, David, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Oh, that game is so awful, dude. I just
can't.
That game still hurts me, man.
They got that new Mass Effect coming out. They could redeem it.
You
don't think
hopeful.
so?
I'm not.
Oh, you're not holding out hope.
Didn't they just didn't like the lead writer of Dragon Age leave or something recently? I thought I remember reading that.
That might be true. I think the main point is that BioWare just in general is kind of a shell of what it used to be.
Yeah.
With the doctors not being there and all that. So we'll see what the 2020s version of BioWare produces.
Yeah. I mean, hey, at least we have Larian Studios giving us Baldur's Gate 3, and we got Bethesda giving us Starfield. At least we still got those. But David, thank you for writing in. Alex Castellanos writes in and says, "Congrats on 250 episodes. I was looking back to see how long I've been listening, and I found TRG Podcast back at the end of 2017 and became a patron in March of 2018. Somehow it doesn't feel like it was that long ago, but finding a group of people who not only share my fondness for video games, but also want to live in a way that honors Christ while enjoying their favorite hobbies are what drew me to you all in the first place. It's also what keeps me in this community to this day. This show and the subsequent groups I have found through TRG have been a great addition to my life, and I want to thank you wholeheartedly for it. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Micah. And thank you, Logan. God bless you in the next 250 episodes. Alex, I think also what helps keep you into the community is a lot of people getting into Gundam and One Piece recently. It's a good time. I'm just telling y'all, if you like doing Warhammer, painting your models, or getting into Gundam, join the Discord. We've got it. We've got a craft channel. We don't call it the craft channel. We call it What You Making. But man, get in there. It's a good time. But yeah, man, Alex is kind of one of the OGs. I remember him being one of the early patrons on Patreon. I think David was too, man. But
yeah,
Alex
absolutely.
has been riding with us for a while.
Alex hit the nail on the head as far as kind of the main reasons of kind of what drives the community and kind of what keeps a lot of us around. And yeah, Alex is an OG. Alex is one of my favorite guys in the community. He's in the Dear Critics Fantasy League, and he drives us insane with how good he is in it all the time. And I think Josh Brocklow might actually beat him this year, which is fantastic.
Nice.
But anyway, I'm rooting for you, Josh. No, I picked up real quick side note. I was kind of in the running in that league, and I picked up Goodbye Volcano High.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not getting any reviews so far, and I'm really sad. So it's kind of a half joke, half like I want to just like beat you with Goodbye Volcano High kind of thing, and it might not pan out for me. So anyway,
yeah, man.
But yeah, Alex, love you, dude, and yeah,
man. Yeah, Alex is a cool dude, but yeah, I think the community thing is one of those things. We were even talking about this in the pre-show a little bit. The community aspect of TRG is kind of really what TRG is almost all about at this point. Sure, we do the podcast, but I feel like a lot more people care more about the community, which I mean is fine. I mean, the community is pretty awesome, and it's just it's a great place to be, man. It's just really good. It's also dangerous, Adam talked about this a little bit when he came into TRG for the first time. It's like when you first get introduced, it's like, I've got to play all these games and I got to play them right now. It's a bit overwhelming, but we got people in there that are kind of like, whoa, pump the brakes a little bit. You don't need to play all the Trails games. That's quite the endeavor. Don't be like Logan. He once played through like 5 Final Fantasy games in the span of 2 months. Don't follow after him. That's a deep cut. Oh gosh. Anyway, Alex, thank you for writing in. Sorry, I had some like PTSD from reliving the dark days, as we call it, when I was doing that. But yeah, anyway, Porcho writes in and says, "Congrats on the milestone. I accidentally stumbled across the group on Facebook in 2021, and things went from there. Your show and Discord group have introduced me to a lot of games and have connected me with a heap of people that have a heart for God. That would be my favorite thing about your show, the ability it's had to connect people and forge friendships. Thanks so much. Porcho, by the way, man, it's not only introduced you to a lot of just great people, friendships, it's also introduced you to some really great accents that you attribute to really Micah, and it doesn't fit him at all.
Well, gee golly, I mean, I don't know where he gets it from.
Veggie Mike, listen here, mate. That's not a knife. This is a knife. I know Porcho. I'm pretty sure Porcho's from Australia, and so it's just every time I see him or hear him on his podcast called Nothing New Under the Porch, which is available on Spotify. I think of the scene from Crocodile Dundee where it's like, that's not a knife. This is a knife.
Porcho has been Nick has been one of the he's jumped into the community. He just cannonballed into the deep end.
Yeah, he really did.
Been a really fun member of the community here lately. Been good to get to know him, and yeah, he likes to have his take on my southern accent, which was just gold. And anyway, yeah, if you know, you know. But yeah, Porcho, shout out, brother.
Shout out, man. Yeah, dude. It's a good time, man. It's a good time. Porch, thank you for writing in. John Hannon writes in and says, congratulations on 250 episodes. What an accomplishment. I honestly could tell you about a favorite episode or how I found TRG, but I'll shout out the community as being one of the most welcoming, thoughtful, and fun groups out there. Even when there's disagreement, we're able to do so gracefully. Excuse me. I highly recommend anyone interested in joining the Discord to do so. Again, man, it's all about the Discord at this point, which sounds ironic, you know, because when you're talking about Discord, there's division and stuff. And so you wouldn't really think joining in on Discord would sound like a great idea, especially for a Christian podcast.
Well, man, he says, we can have thoughtful, disagreements where we're engaging, we're being graceful, I'm pretty sure John is a big Xbox guy, so we'll kind of go at it, Xbox and PlayStation sometimes, and but yeah, it's all in good fun, and yeah, John's a great member of the community. And of course, everything he said was spot on. Get up in the Discord. We got some good banter. We're having fun. We got the memes, got the news, got the arguments. It's a good time.
Yep, absolutely. And just remember, in the middle of your disagreements, to always blame Mo, one of our TRG Discord mods, because it's always his fault for whatever reason.
Tag
it's
him.
Usually his fault. We made an emoji just for it. It's like I blame Mo, and and I still can't remember how to pronounce his name. It's Moises, Moishesh. I'm calling him Mo because I'm like I literally forget how to say his full name every single time. So I'm like, you know what, Mo, it's your fault. It's your fault. He you know what? Let me rant a little bit about Mo real quick. He changed the thing about Discord that I love about it is that it allows people to come in, be comfortable with it. It's kind of like an old school chat room or forum, right? You kind of have that anonymity where you kind of go and be yourself a little bit and have some fun. But man, when you change your display picture and your display name, it is so hard to tell who you are. And Mo did that recently, and I was like, who is this dude that I made a mod? Like, who is this? And I was like, oh, it's Mo. He changed his name and his picture.
It's constantly my fear with online kind of social media stuff is changing my profile picture. Yeah. And people be like, who is this turkey?
Yeah. Who's this turkey? Watch, I'm going to change my name to the conductor and then just change my display picture to a picture of the dude from Monopoly. And then people are like, who is this? It's going to be so confusing. I'll remove the host tag from my name for a little bit so it's not blue anymore to really throw people off. And then just give some spicy takes, man. But yeah, no, the Discord's really great, especially since we did the recent change in getting forums in there and the new stuff, which is in there, which I need to add a satire tag because Porcho keeps like writing these really witty, like satire news things for gaming. And but he keeps posting it in the news channel and I'm always thrown off when he does it because I'm like, Wait, Jim Ryan just raised the prices on PS Plus just so people could appreciate him more? What the heck? Which, I mean, to be honest, it doesn't sound like something it sounds like something Jim Ryan probably would say, which is the sad thing about it. So it really kind of caught me off guard. I need to add a satire tag in there so Porcho can
Too real,
people let me know.
Porcho.
Yeah, dude. It's just it's on the money, man. Which Jim Ryan's also on the money, so I guess it works out that way,
Yeah,
you know. So,
for
but
real.
anyway, yeah, Micah, dude, 250 episodes, almost at 250 years. It feels like 250 years sometimes.
Freaking Methuselah over here,
dude. Just two. I got that reference, man. But yeah, 250 episodes, man. It's wild to think about. It's wild to finally be here, and man, it's just crazy to think about, man. I don't remember when we released episode 200, but I remember me and Adam saying, or maybe it was me and you, Micah, we were saying like, we ain't done yet. And here we are at 250. I'm like, we ain't done, especially not in 2023. Are you kidding me? We got all these games coming out. We're going to be talking about them.
No.
I don't know how we're going to do a Game of the Year episode this year. I have no idea how we're going to handle that.
Oh, it's going to be fun. I think we could potentially, there's potentially room to do things we've never done before with the kind of year we've had. So we do need to think about it. We always kind of go do our own thing, have our own categories. It's not like, hey, here's my top 10 favorite games. It's not like that. But we kind of, put a little special spin on things, but we'll we got to figure it out. I mean, I like making a top 10. I do that, but we'll have to think about that one, because this is, I mean, I think people are embracing it now, now that these games are actually delivering, I think there was some like, 2008 and 2000 blah, blah, blah. And it's like, nah, bro, this year, this is the year.
This is the year.
Shout out to 2023. Shout out to 250 episodes of TRG. Of course, always love doing it. And Logan, just huge shout out, huge thank you, again, for just being the engine that drives the whole thing. And I know it's a lot of work. I know it's a lot of, just stress and things that you're putting on yourself that you don't have to put on yourself, that, make your life more complicated sometimes. But of course, we're all, as these write-ins, these 4 write-ins highlighted, people have gotten so much out of it. The community is so great. And while, this might not go on forever, but it's good while we're doing it. The Lord is blessing it, and we're having a good time while we're at it. So
yeah, man, absolutely. Now, I would be remiss, and I intentionally held out on this one just to annoy the tar out of him a little bit. But we wouldn't be here 250 episodes if it wasn't for Skinner carrying the weight of editing a lot of those episodes back in the day. But man, I really appreciate Skinner. And I probably don't say it enough, but man, he did a lot when it came to editing. Just the little bells and whistles he would put in. Just doing those things. My favorite episodes he usually edited was around Black Friday, or doing Christmas episodes. He would always find really old video game ads and clip in sound clips and things like that. And dude, it was masterful stuff. And man, he was cool. So Skinner, shout out to you, my guy. But yeah, man, 250 episodes, dear listeners, and we're gonna keep going. We got a lot of games to play. We got a lot of games to talk about.
Absolutely,
and we ain't done yet. So with that being said, episode 250 is coming to a close. But before we do, some recos, some things that you should check out.
Oh, Micah,
what you got?
Of course. We got to do the recos. I mean, 250 episodes worth of recos. I don't know if you've been doing them since the beginning, but ever since I've been listening, I've been doing recos, I think. A lot of recommendations. But I'm going to recommend today that you go to youtube.com and check out Mystic, MYSTIC, or at Mystic Ryan. This guy is a PlayStation centric reporter of news. Every Friday morning, he has a video up just recapping the week in PlayStation news, and then he'll have one other video kind of off topic. So he'll have 2 videos a week, I think is what he does, about something else, just fun related. And this guy is absolutely on point as far as having a good read on what's happening and like taking rumors with the proper grain of salt and, injecting his own opinions and stuff. He's just a great analyst, a PlayStation analyst, and he's correct more often than not. He doesn't, he doesn't run with stuff that's bullcrap. He's got a good nose for that kind of stuff. Highly recommended. Got a good presentation, and he doesn't take up all your time with just one video a week primarily. So yeah, Mystic Ryan or just Mystic on YouTube. But yeah, a great dude. And follow him on Twitter as well. He's a good follow there.
Right. Oh man. Yeah. Looking at his channel right now, I'm probably going to watch a couple of these episodes. The next time I, come up for air after playing Starfield.
Of course.
But yeah, man, that is good stuff. I've got 2 recos. Both of them are games. I had one thing in here where I was like, no, this one's better. And I talked about it a little bit earlier. Me and my wife were playing this game called Bread and Fred. It's where you play as 2 penguins tied together by a rope, and you got like different little puzzles you got to figure out. You're ascending a mountain, and you got to work together to do it. It'll test your communication skills, I'll tell you that much. And man, it is hilarious when it doesn't work, like when your communication fails. It's just
Logan, are you being Bread or Fred?
I think I'm Bread and my wife's Fred.
Okay.
To be honest, I'm like the shorter kind of more pudgy penguin, and she's kind of the taller, more lean one.
Okay.
And so yeah, it's funny. There's this mechanic in the game where you have to. So one penguin will go and squat down and sit down and become like a weight, and the other person goes and walks off the ledge and then swings back and forth, and you got to swing it and let go just right to carry the momentum across the gap. Really cool mechanic, but sometimes, as husbands do, my wife's not ready for us to let go, and I let go, and we go falling down the mountain, and it's just, we face plant, and it's a good time. So yeah, it's a really good game. It's only available on Steam at the moment, so that's kind of unfortunate. I wish it was on Switch or PlayStation or Xbox or something like that, but I'm sure it'll come there eventually. But it's a fun game. So if any of you
check this one out.
Yeah, there's also online multiplayer too. So if you got friends that want to play together, you can do that as well. It's a good time. You'll laugh a lot while you're playing it. It is a good time. My other reco is one I mentioned earlier, Coffee Golf. It's a free game. You can download it on your mobile devices. And like I said, it's like Wordle, but for golf. You have a daily course each day, 5 holes, and you do your best. You can pay like $3 or $4 to skip ads and get unlimited plays each and every day. But that's up to you. Maybe you just want to hop in and play once and be done, and that's fine. But yeah, it's a good time. I've always really enjoyed golf games. I really love Mario Golf. I don't play golf personally, but I do really enjoy playing like golf games. They're just nice and chill and laid back. And this one's like that, and it's kind of getting me wanting to go play Mario Golf too. But I'm like, how am I going to do that when there's literally like 5 other games right now? But no, Coffee Golf is really good. It's a good, just kind of like early morning, late night sort of thing, or play when you're on break. It's a good time. So definitely. I highly recommend that. The other thing I recommend is if you want to support us, you can do so over on patreon.com. That gets you early uncut access to all of our episodes, special episodes, and more. Head on over to patreon.com /the Reform Gamers. I think I botched that, but words are hard. You get it, right? You know where it is. There's a link.
We had to have a words are hard on 250.
Had to get it in there at some point. But yeah, just click the link if you want to do it. But there's other ways you can support us too. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like button down there, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down there as well. YouTube hates comments, but we love them. Actually, YouTube loves comments. That's how you get boosted in the algorithm. Yeah, leave a comment down below and let us know your thoughts on the different topics that we discussed here on the channel. You can also head over to our website, thereformgamers.com. You can follow us on Twitter. You can join the Discord server, as other patrons have already told you to do so. Hopefully you are there, but links to everything will be in your show notes. But with that being said, it is finally the time that I've been waiting for. I'm going to get out of here and go play Starfield. Micah, thank you for joining us. Dear listeners, thank you for listening. Be a dear. Keep it locked here, and we will see you in the next episode. Thank you for listening to TRG. This show is fully supported over on patreon.com by our dear listeners. The following are our supporters at the producer level or higher, and we are thankful for their continued support that allows us to continue doing what we do here at TRG. Those people are Mr. Butts, David Matthews, Richard Marroquin, and Alan Z. Thank you again for your continued support over on patreon.com, where you can pledge your support to the show and get early uncut access to all of our episodes, behind the scenes, and more.
Thank you for listening, and until next time, be a deer, keep it locked here. We'll see you in the next episode.